stress. Being able to manage stress is very key. Optimizing your sleep. You need to rest, okay? Because chronic inflammation is connected with fibroid growth. So if chronic inflammation is connected to fibroid growth, that means an anti-inflammatory lifestyle will help prevent fibroid growth. And what does an anti-inflammatory lifestyle mean is resting, drinking your fluids, and eating anti-inflammatory foods. Okay. And so what are the foods? We mentioned some of them already. Lion mentioned beets. Those are great. They're high in nitrates also, which helps to expand your blood vessels, a vasodilator. So it increases blood flow, oxygen-rich blood to your organs. So in that process, it decreases blood pressure. It's actually interestingly very low in iron. It is very low in iron, but if you take a good amount of it, you start getting, some levels to help boost your iron stores, but it's not very significant. But the main thing is, what are you combining your beets with? Are you combining it with other green vegetables? Are you juicing it with other green vegetables? And I'll tell folks, when you're juicing beets, make sure you're juicing it with a lot of green leafy vegetables, because that liquid from the beets has fructose, and that's a way of getting sugar in your system, which will promote weight gain. Okay, and weight gain it feeds fibroid. Okay, having excess body fat, fat serves as an organ. It is what we call an endocrine, or it's an endocrine organ. That means it can release hormones. It's able to secrete hormones into the bloodstream. Okay, it uses a roundabout way to do that, and it secretes estrogen. So when I say nutrition is not only, you don't just look at nutrition, you have to look at the entire person. Okay, so we have to find out, okay, if we're going to use beets as a tool to fight this, to prevent this, let us find a way to safely consume this so we don't lead to an inflammatory state that will cause other problems. Okay, so if you're juicing beets, make sure you're adding lots of green leafy vegetables with it. Okay. Make sure you're throwing in other anti-inflammatory components, because vegetables are anti-inflammatory, but you can use herbs like ginger. Ginger is anti-inflammatory. Turmeric is anti-inflammatory. In fact, research has shown that turmeric contains a very unique compound called curcumin. Curcumin has been shown to kill fibroid cells. It causes what we call cell apoptosis. It kills it. It causes cell death. Okay, fibroids don't like curcumin. Okay, and another very interesting herb is green tea. It has what we call EGCG, which also induces that apoptosis I talked about, cell death, programmed cell death. If you kill the fibroid cells, the fibroids will just begin to shrink. Okay, so if you look at the research, or a physician or a clinician will tell you, we can't say it shrinks fibroids, but when you go to the data, you go to the studies, you see significant reduction in fibroid volume from turmeric, from green tea. So I would tell AJ, if you don't drink coffee, maybe consider start drinking green tea. And when you're drinking green tea, combine it with lemon.
I hate green tea, unfortunately.
Well, you need to love green tea now if she helps you.
So, but you know what the beautiful thing about leveraging nutritional science is, you have so many options.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that, Tony, your organization is faith-based, so I can involve God here, so the Lord has created, trust me, the Lord has created options. If you don't like A, trust me, there is a B. If you don't like B, there is a C, and if you don't know it, ask the Holy Spirit, reveal it to me. There are options. The word says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. Knowledge is out there. Ask for the Lord to reveal it to you. It is there. So you don't like green tea. What else do you like? Do you like ginger? If you don't like to eat the ginger root, the actual root itself, you can use ginger powder. Make yourself a ginger powder turmeric tea. So turmeric, that unique compound it has, the curcumin, it needs two interesting components to work in your system and to be easily absorbed into your bloodstream. So if you're taking curcumin, you want to combine it with some black pepper. Or you want to use some an oil source. So that means if you're cooking with turmeric, have some oil in there if you're going to have turmeric powder. Or if you're making your turmeric tea, sprinkle a little bit of black pepper in there. Okay, it will help you optimize that curcumin to start doing its therapeutic work in you. So in that juice that contains beets, you can have your green vegetables, you can have turmeric root, you can have ginger root, and you can sprinkle some black pepper in there. That's a powerful combination right there.
Amazing. Whoa, wow. Thank you so much. That is packed. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Kene. So LJ, ginger is your friend. Turmeric with black pepper.
Well, I don't mind ginger, to be fair.
So get going, get exploring.
I actually really like
because
ginger.
you are going to be our sampler. There is no hysterectomy. I'm on your case. Well, seriously, thank you for that, Dr. Kene. Amazing. So, are there nutritional supplements that you will that you will encourage women living with fibroids to make sure they include in their daily habits? Are there supplements that that help support women living with fibroids? What will those be, and in what kind of form will it be good for women to include that in their daily habits?
So the first thing I would recommend is, when the ladies come to me, they're definitely symptomatic, is like, I don't want a hysterectomy. I want to preserve my womb. What can I do now? I've had ladies come to me, my hysterectomy is scheduled. Okay. What can I do now? So first things first, I want to try to contain what is going on. So we need to replenish the iron stores, because when they come to me, the iron stores are depleted. So you likely have to go through iron studies. When you come to your OBGYN saying that I'm bleeding heavily, they want to go through a CBC, look at your complete blood count, look at your iron studies. What are your iron levels? What are your ferritin levels? What are your TBC? They look at all these things, right? So you come to me, you're already heavily depleted. So I will do something to help you. Like, I'm tired of iron infusions. There's a supplement I recommend to all my patients, is ferrous bisglycinate. Okay. Because most ladies, the ladies that have come to me, they take ferrous sulfate, and they have, or those are the ones I have seen, but sadly, even ferrous fumarate, there are other formulations of it. They're highly constipating, or they may have other stomach related issues, maybe feeling bloated, or feeling nauseous. What I've found is ferrous bisglycinate is actually more gentle on the gastrointestinal tract. So I recommend iron or ferrous bisglycinate to help to begin to build those iron stores. Okay, because you can have that with food. Okay, because most iron supplements are recommended on an empty stomach for it to absorb effectively.
So the right kind of iron.
So yeah, the right kind of iron supplement. So ferrous bisglycinate is a great formulation, which is gentle on the stomach. Now, the next thing is dienolyl methane. It is called DIM for short, DIM. And what that is a component that cruciferous vegetables are a powerful class of vegetables. In fact, I tell my patients, like, hey guys, you've heard the word crucifix, right? When you hear the word crucifix, you think about the cross. What the heck God gave us. I mean, you have cruciferous. That is medicine. That actually promotes the elimination of excess estrogen.
Wow.
It also supports the metabolism, the breakdown of excess estrogen. So in that way, it frustrates fibroids. So what do we have the nutraceutical companies doing? They have found a way to extract DIM from cruciferous vegetables. And that is prescribed to patients who want a complementary medicine approach as opposed to the orthodox method to shrink fibroids or to promote fibroid healing.
Oh, wow.
So DIM is a powerful supplement. Dienolyl methane is readily available. You can look it up. The crucifer or the cruciferous vegetables that is mostly taken out of is broccoli. So the vegetables that fall in the cruciferous family, which is medicine to help optimize your reproductive health, not just shrink fibers, but also to protect you from getting them in the first place, stopping their growth, preventing proliferation of fibroids. You want to do things like broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, bok choy, mustard greens.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Another interesting component which has been encapsulated is indole 3-carbinol.
What was that?
Indole 3-carbinol is also from, it's sometimes you see it as I3C. So most combinations that have DIM also have IC3 in it.
Dr. Kane, you're going to send us all of this list. So share with women in our hub. You know, someone they need to be looking
there's no way we'll remember all the names you're calling.
I hope this is recorded. Is this recorded?
It is. Okay,
it's recorded. So please let everyone have access to it. But you know, supplements, obviously I tell ladies, if you're highly symptomatic, yes, you need supplementation in addition to the nutrition protocol I give you, the lifestyle medicine protocol I give you. But remember, it is a supplementation, okay? So you're not going to be on it forever. The goal is eventually the nutritional choices you're learning or the nutritional protocol you're beginning to follow and the lifestyle medicine approaches you're following would surpass the use of the continual use of supplements. Okay, so it's just to give you that jump start.
Right.
Like I tell you, you come to me, you're already symptomatic. I need to help boost your iron store levels. So I put you on the iron supplement, and then we start using the nutrition protocol and lifestyle medicine approaches. We throw in some supplements, and then we begin to see symptoms, complete relief within 1 month, 2 months. By 4 months, we see fibroids shrinking. Okay, so there is hope. Okay,
there is hope.
It has to be a comprehensive approach. You can't say, okay, I would just start eating a certain food and this. You have to change other aspects of your lifestyle. Okay, you can choose to eat broccoli all day, but you know, if you're in a toxic relationship, you're in a hectic work environment, you have created an internal environment that is sabotaging your efforts in trying to shrink the fibroids. So you're eating all the good stuff, but you know, the bad stuff is pretty much throwing that off balance. You know, so the goal is to achieve a level of what we call homeostasis, balance. So that's why I say moderation. So my protocol may include some a time where we limit exposure to some things. Then we begin to introduce it, and I'll tell you how you can safely introduce it so you can enjoy these things, but it will not impact your health adversely. So it's all about being able to achieve balance. And if you will permit me, I want to pick on LJ.
Yes, please.
I see her holding a plastic bottle.
Please.
I see her holding a plastic bottle.
Plastic bottle, LJ.
Plastics are a no. Because, and especially in Nigeria, it's unfortunate that, you know, we have lots of bottled water, lots of plastic containers.
Yeah.
But the plastic is made of a compound called BPA, bisphenol A, a plasticizer that is a known hormone disruptor. It will lead to estrogen dominance. And we're not talking just fibroids, we're talking breast cancer. Okay, we're talking other hormone sensitive cancer in men and women, not just women, even men too, especially if you're leaving your bottled water in the car, the heat, and then that plastic, whether you believe it or not, the plastic leaches into the water, and then you're drinking it. And the other thing that I noticed is, and I will say this because, you know, I'm assuming most of your audience is Nigerian community, right?
Well, not all, but most.
Primarily. So we go to Nigerian parties, you have, you know, the hot food and trays displayed, and you have plastic serving spoons sitting in the trays in these parties. So that plastic spoon, imagine plastic in that hot soup, in that hot meal, all that plastic, the plasticizer just leaching into the
food. Wow.
You know, so we need to be very careful for our little ones, our young, our little girls, you know, just don't buy anything that has to try to avoid plastic containers when it comes to storing hot foods, when it comes to fluids. You can get stainless steel containers. In fact, they're very nice stainless steel containers you can get for your kids to drink water.
Bottle, yeah.
Also to store food. You have some really nice food flasks now that are made with stainless steel. Okay, those are just really inert elements, you know, so those are safe. And when you're storing food in your fridge, make sure, if you must use a plastic container, make sure the food cools down to room temperature before you put it in the plastic to store it in the fridge. Okay, because that is another way of you introducing what we call xenoestrogens, false foreign estrogen that mimic the ones that we create and then causes you to be in an estrogen dominant state. So these are subtle ways to begin to protect us. And I know our time is limited, but when I get on a roll like this, I get really passionate and I want
to... Carry on, please.
Dr. Kana, what about the BPA-free products? Are they lying?
Yes, so I would say even BPA-free, use them in moderation. Nowadays, they use a lot of silicone, okay? But I would say also use that in moderation, even though they say, oh, silicone is heat resistant or what have you. It just takes a matter of, you know, just long-term use can cause wear and tear. Okay, so I would say stick with glass, stick with stainless steel, you know, and if you must get ceramic, make sure that, I don't know if you probably get products from the US, I'm sure you do. We have this California warning, even on ceramics now, saying it can leach out some fumes that are carcinogenic, can cause cancer.
Even ceramic?
Yes. So make sure you're reading your labeling, know exactly who is manufacturing the products you are using, because this is real. And I'm telling you this not just as a nutritionist, a food scientist. I'm also telling you as a clinician, because I have actually served as an oncology pharmacy specialist. So oncology has to do with cancer. So, you know, seeing the number of people presented with cancer is scary, is disturbing. Okay, so the institute where I served, we dealt with hundreds of patients per day. And this is just in the state of Michigan. So across the US, the rate of cancer is increasing. I don't know the incidence or prevalence in the UK, but in the US, it is crazy. So yes, we are targeting fibroids here, but the things that you're doing to help fight fibroids holistic way of healing yourself and resetting yourself. In fact, fibroids, I hate to say this, but it's like a pseudo blessing. It's a warning, something is wrong. For you to have a presentation of fibroids, your body is telling you something is not right. Because it takes a lot of factors for that fibroid to appear in the first place.
Wow.
So it's time to pause, like, okay, I need to rethink some things here. Let me start resetting some things. What's going on? And you start knocking them down one by one, and you see you will feel good. The bleeding will begin to come down. The inflammation will go down. Everything begins to reset when your body, the overall state of your body, is beginning to be balanced.
Wow, wow, that is so packed. Thank you so much, Dr. Kenneth, for your expertise and for your recommendations. That is amazing. Wow. I think we're gonna have part two of this because this cannot finish like this. Because honestly, food is medicine and we need to start to engage it. We need to begin to look holistically. It's not just tunnel vision. We need to look stress, push back on stress, whatever can just contribute to ill health. You want to push back on it. Food is a starter, and then also our environment, our relationship things, the things we engage in. If anything's causing you stress, we push back on it. We push back on it. Amazing. Thank you so much. This is really, really good and useful. But before we go, let you everyone bring final word to women before we go. Dr. Nay, I want to play like a fact or myth thing quickly. You can just answer is a fact or is a myth. Just to bust that myth for women who will be listening to this. And so green tea can shrink fibroid. Is that a fact or a myth?
Ooh, that's I can give you a straight answer on that one. It's a soft fact because some studies have shown actually that it can help shrink fibroids, significantly reduce the volume of fibroids. And we're talking green tea that is taken as the tea or as the extract encapsulated.
I was going to ask that.
Okay, so if you're highly symptomatic, just drinking green tea now is not going to do the magic. We have to do more than green tea now. So if you're coming to me like I am bleeding straight 60 days, drinking green tea now will not resolve it. I'll probably even have you on the supplement, at least 800 milligrams of EGCG, which is the active component in green tea, in the green tea extract.
Right.
So that's why I say it's a soft fact, because yes, it has been shown to kill fibroid cells.
Amazing. Thank you for that. So ladies, we're hearing from Dr. Kenneth. You need Dr. Kenneth's protocol. Anyway, I can connect you to Dr. Kenneth. It's not a big deal, but we need these protocols, honestly. Also, the next one for me is detoxes and cleanses. Can eliminate fibroid. Myth of fact.
I would say soft myth, because what exactly are we calling detoxes and cleanses really? That's the question, because the truth is that the human body is so blessed. We already have a detox system. We have a detox system already. God created us complete. We have everything in us. It's just that the detox system gets overwhelmed. So if the detox system is overwhelmed, then disease happens. Then stuff begins to happen.
Yeah.
Fibroids, diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer. It's because our defense mechanism is overwhelmed. So saying detoxes per se will do the magic, I don't think that's accurate. However, you can leverage detox to empower your detox mechanism, because we have the system. You have to help the system.
Yeah.
And the things we can do through these so-called detox regimens. So talking juices and smoothies, we can put certain components into those remedies to support our detox system to begin to fight for us.
Thank you for that. And that's really, really critical to highlight, because things like lymphatic drainage, I was exploring that one time. To be honest, it helped while it was going on, but once I stopped, so which comes back to what you said about looking at it holistically, because doing the lymphatic drainage was a kind of detox in it to help some of my but even that, once it stopped, then all of the pain and the things came back. So thank you. The next one is going completely vegan will make fibroids disappear. Myth or fact?
Lie. I'm sorry. I should have myth or fact, but I just said lie. I'm sorry. Going vegan is helpful. It can help. but because you are eliminating all animal, but it's a problem because you could become the nutritional deficient. You know, there's certain nutrients you can only get from animals. Okay. So going vegan it puts you in a very it's not a good state to be in. You would have nutritional deficiencies. Okay.
Being on a
So I would
vegan
tell you,
diet.
sorry?
What, being on a vegan diet?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You would not have you wouldn't have optimal intake of certain nutrients that you can only get from animals. I'll tell you one for free, B12. Okay. And B12 is a very powerful vitamin that regulates a lot of metabolic or internal activities that we need to live. Okay. And you get optimal levels of B12 from animals. So I would tell you it's better to have a balanced way of eating. Okay. And it's not, yes, you eat in moderation, but eat quality food.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with yam, by the way. Just to clear that out very quickly. Nothing is wrong with yam. Yam is actually great. It's high in fiber. It's a starchy carbohydrate. Yes, it can spike your blood sugar, but you have to know how to eat yam and when to eat yam.
Know how to eat yam and when to eat yam.
Yes. Okay. It is a whole food. It's not processed. God created us access to tubers of yam. It's great. But how are you eating it and when are you eating it? Okay. There's a saying that goes, too much of anything becomes good for nothing.
Yeah.
So moderation and being strategic about how to intake these foods.
Thank you for that. Quickly, before we move forward further. So, yam, does it contain estrogen? Is that why you were saying moderation? I know like anything in life, moderation is good, but is it because yam also has estrogen or?
Let me make you very uncomfortable. Do you know beans has estrogen?
Okay, thank you.
Are you going to stop eating beans? Come on now. Do you know even broccoli has estrogen? Now, the thing is, most plants actually have phytoestrogen, plant estrogen. However, soy has been shown to have the highest concentration of it.
Okay.
So if you are already prone to hormone sensitive challenges, so say you know you have breast cancer, like, okay, I have a cohort of ladies that have gone through chemo and radiation, you know, who are trying to lose weight. You know, I do not recommend soy for any one of them because some of them just finished chemo for breast cancer. So, and I know soy has been shown to have the highest concentration of phytoestrogen, the estrogen found in plants. So why would I put them in a situation where they could have more circulating estrogen that could feed into what was just solved through chemo, a very toxic treatment regimen? So for them, no. Okay. So to kind of piggyback on what LJ said, like, oh, we're in perimenopause and we'll become postmenopausal soon. Estrogen. But there's a type of estrogen. So if you are presenting with fibroid, you're highly symptomatic with fibroids, I would tell you, you have to be careful about exposure to the highest form or plant source of estrogen or other foods that will promote estrogen. Soy in plants, yes, would help with more circulating estrogen. Animals that are high in fat, parts of animals, cuts of animal proteins that are higher in saturated fat support circulating estrogen. And so, yes, will feed fibroids. Okay, so going to yam is a starchy carbohydrate. It's high in fiber. It's great for you. Okay, so it has minimal, inconsequential concentrations of estrogen in it, but it's a starchy carbohydrate. So how would that be linked to fibroids? If, like any other starchy carbohydrate, if you eat that, high portions of that can cause spikes in your blood sugar, especially if you don't combine it with a lean protein source and fiber. non-starchy fiber. So what do you call non-starchy fiber? Vegetables, vegetables, vegetables. I tell people vegetables medicine. So it's combination. Are you combining the yam with a non-starchy carb? Because all vegetables are carbohydrates, but they are non-starchy. They will not spike your blood sugar.
Right.
Are you combining it with a lean protein? Okay. Chicken breast with no skin on it, turkey breast with no skin on it. You know, which lean protein are you combining it with? Because that lean protein will prevent the spike in blood sugar from that yam. So what would Nigerians normally do? They will boil yam, make stew, and eat with meat. That's perfect, actually. That is actually a great combination.
I guess because it's got the
you're
protein.
having it with protein. The protein is from the animal protein you have in the soup or the stew.
Yeah.
The vegetables, you have all the vegetables, non-starchy carbohydrates. Perfect. If we eat in the West like our forefathers ate, we won't have we won't have problems because our forefathers, they ate these foods, they ate a balanced diet. Just think about it. You know, you're eating that, you decide to do pounded yam, you boil the yam and then you pound it, make your pounded yam. Then you made a vegetable soup with your animal protein that is balanced. That is perfect.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Okay. Now, the next thing is like, what time of the day are you eating that? That's a different story. Because if you don't eat it at the right times of the day, you end up having more of the deleterious effects from the spikes in blood sugar and your body not being capable of dealing with those spikes in blood sugar. And what does it do? If it cannot handle the spikes in blood sugar because of when you're consuming it, it will store it as fat.
So and don't eat yam at night.
Then the fat in turn would secrete estrogen. And that estrogen will feed fibroids.
Fibroids. Oh, wow. So it's a vicious cycle.
So it's just and that's me just simplifying it. There's more into these steps.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
But I'm just trying to simplify to give you a very clear connection of how this can happen.
Can you tell us what time, because you've said a lot about when you eat it matters. So what time are we supposed, what's the window? What's the window like?
I'll just throw this out here. Do not consume it from 4 p.m.
From 4 p.m. What's You had the doctor.
So in other words, in other words, you're having it, you're enjoying it lunchtime. You can even have it for breakfast. Now there is an exception.
Okay.
The exception is if you really want to have that poundo for dinner, you need to justify that. Your body has to be prepared to be able to handle the spikes in blood sugar that will occur from that. So what can you do? Right. You better have some strength training you have done, probably 30 minutes to an hour before you eat it.
Okay.
You probably have leveraged even the combination, do cardio and strength. Give yourself a 30 to 45-minute duration of that. Open up your cells to be hungry. Open up your cells to be hungry to catch that sugar in the blood that will happen from that yam you're about to eat or the poundo you're about to eat. It's all about balance. That is the way to live. This is the human body. God gave us a powerful machine that is designed to keep us alive for 120 years. You have to be able to know how to work this thing.
Manage it.
The heart beats for your entire life. It's designed to beat for 120 years. But we have to find a way to keep it going, walk around it, keep it going. So yes, I want to enjoy this poundo, but now I need to make sure that the sugar from this poundo doesn't sit in my blood. Because not only weight gain is not even the concern. The concern is what we call insulin resistance. Because when you have that, and without going into details about that, when you have that, it opens the gates for pre-diabetes. And pre-diabetes, when it's not taken care of, it progresses to type 2 diabetes. But hold on, let me just go back to insulin resistance. If you have cases, I'm sorry, when I get excited, I will have to stop soon, but you got me into this, Tony.
Carry on. I'm enjoying this. I know my guests will want to leave soon, but Dr. Kenneth, please, this is good education. I'm sorry, it's good education. So, and it's difficult to get hold of you.
I'm sorry, but yeah,
You're a busy lady.
I just want to help because I know Layo really wants to know about the food, the timing. So the insulin resistance, the problem is that, you know, if we're not being careful about that timing and we have cases of insulin resistance, not only is it putting us at risk for pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes down the road, it actually can cause cysts to grow around the ovaries. Insulin resistant is strongly connected with PCOS. In fact, when a lady presents with PCOS, the medication we give her is given to patients that have diabetes.
Oh.
We give them glucophage. The generic is metformin because it can help tackle insulin resistance because it causes cysts to begin to grow around the ovaries. And when a lady is in a state of PCOS, fertility becomes a challenge. Their fertility, their ability to conceive becomes a problem. So it's not just that. But let me talk about men, because we have brothers, we have husbands, we have loved ones that are men. Insulin resistance actually can cause the formation of man boobs. So eventually, yes, they start gaining weight because you have the ineffective control of spikes in blood sugar. So the men gaining weight, guess what? The men will start releasing estrogen too.
Oh.
So it causes ED, erectile dysfunction. It can lead to erectile dysfunction. It can lead to poor sperm quality. So insulin resistance from these constant spikes in blood sugar can lead to the man boobs. That is, they're having the boobs like a woman, is called gynecomastia. That is the medical terminology for that. Okay. They begin to have circulating estrogen like women.
Wow.
They begin to have fat deposition in areas like their thighs, their belly, what we call the pot belly, the beer belly or the big man belly, So they have the boobs, they have the belly, they have the thighs, and then ED sets in. And they progress on to other heart-related problems. They progress on to diabetes. They progress on to other issues.
Wow.
So it's more than, what we're looking at, the reproductive health. It's the overall health.
It is.
Women, yes, it's obvious because we're highly symptomatic. We're bleeding. We're hemorrhaging. But the men, is hurting the men too. In its own unique way. But men have ways of hiding and masking the pain, their own pain, but it affects everyone. Wow. So that's the beauty of being in communities like this, where you're educated, because you can also support your loved ones that are that time in your life, your brothers, your husbands, your sons.
Amazing. This is good education. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise, Dr. Kene, with us tonight. Thank you so much for all these practical recommendations that you've given us tonight. Amazing. And for everyone who's watching, like, subscribe, follow us, and you don't want to miss what Dr. Kene has shared tonight. And I'm going to let us round up because our time is fast spent. Oh my God. And let's have Layo, LJ, she's popping in and out, but Layo, what would you want to leave with women tonight? What would you want to suggest to anyone who's living with fibroid, with some of the things that Dr. Kenneth shared tonight? What would you want to leave with women tonight?
I think one of the key takeaways for me would be watch what we eat, and try to also find, you might be in pain, you might be seriously bleeding. If you're having fibroids or endometriosis, there are other options to take rather than jump to hysterectomy. Invest a lot in the food and everything that goes into a system. And also, connect with people. Don't do this alone. Find someone that can partner with you, encourage you, because there will always be some downtime and you need that someone next to you to kind of like, come on, just give you that boost and encourage you as well. Don't do it alone. Don't fight it alone. And also, connect with communities that will be there that talks about this, so that you never can tell. I've learned a lot into this session, especially with the pounded yam, because I I didn't get this that easy. It didn't come this easy for me. So yeah, I've learned a lot now in regards to the food that we're taking, even your vegetables that you're taking as well. So it's really important that we connect. We don't do it alone. Don't suffer alone. It's not a stigma for you to have a fibroid, or it's not a disease that you should be ashamed of. You have it, own up to it, look for a solution, look for how to make, live life, enjoy life rather than die in silence. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. And for our viewers, please subscribe, share the session with someone who needs to hear this information, and follow us, join our hub, for more education and information like this. And we continue to have this kind of conversation, honestly, bringing out about educating you. What will you want to leave with women, especially what will you encourage women who's just been newly diagnosed with fibroids and feeling overwhelmed? What would you say to them? And what will be your final words to women tonight as we round this up?
I just want to let them know that there's hope. Okay, and they're not alone. They're not alone. Fibroid affects millions of women, okay, and especially women of African origin. So I want them to realize that there is hope, they're not alone, and there is help, okay, and they have options. Okay, they should never feel like they're stuck in a situation where they must make a decision like right away. That could be detrimental to their health in the long run, or could even cost them their lives. And this is very important. And I'll tell you this. The reason why I'm saying that is how Omoni lost her mom. And that's why she's very passionate about non-conventional ways of shrinking fibroids and preserving the womb. Her mom was actually postmenopausal, was 51 or 52.
Wow.
And had fibroids. And she was convinced by the OBGYN to do a hysterectomy. You're 52. What are you doing with you? You're done having kids. Your kids are adults. And she did it. And that's how we lost Omoni's mom. Okay. So I want ladies to know that you have hope. Okay. And you should reach out, ask questions. Questions. First things first, you're presented with this diagnosis. Don't be nervous. Just calm down. And just realize that your body is telling you something. Your body is presenting with this because there are some things that can be corrected. So now the question is, how do I find out how to correct this? That will not impact me negatively in the long run. Begin to ask questions, begin to do your research. And just like Layo said, being in a community of support, women that are like-minded, trying to learn and find ways to heal themselves is very, very helpful. Find these communities, leverage this network, the Feminine Network, leverage other networks that deal with evidence-based approaches. There's lots of quackery out there, but look for evidence-based approaches to supporting the healing of your body. And I'll also like to end with this. For the poundo, you can actually, if you don't have the time to exercise before poundo, you can actually exercise after
the poundo.
Correct.
Yes. 100%. So you came back from work late, it's past 4 p.m. I know it's not the best time to control spikes in blood sugar, but after eating this poundo, I give myself 30 minutes to 1 hour. I'm going to walk 3 miles. And after walking 3 miles, I'm going to come back and I'm going to lift some light weights. Resistance training is powerful, even as we transition from being perimenopausal and to being postmenopausal, because as we cross 50 and we get into 51, 52, our bone density begins to decrease. So doing strength training is a non-negotiable. You have to find a way to build your bone strength. So lifting weights is actually powerful, because the beauty about that is you experience fat burning even when you sleep. That is the power of strength training, because you burn calories even at rest. So that activity you did then, while you're sleeping, you're burning the calories from the poundo. So with that, I will end.
Thank you. Thank you so much. But even with the food, what I'm hearing is not just minding what you eat, is about how you eat what you eat and when you eat what you eat. They're all as important, equally important. This has been an amazing conversation. I was going to ask you one other question, but we'll leave it for another time because Dr. You have to come back. I was going to ask about what your thoughts on HRT and women who are being prescribed estrogen only HRT, but we will have that conversation another day because that will be an interesting one to have as well. So our follow-on one will be about HRT and what your thoughts are on that, honestly. And thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation. I have learned a lot, and now I know a bit more about yam and what to do when I eat yam at the wrong time. It's been packed, it's been powerful. I am so grateful. Thank you, Dr. Kenneth, for joining me tonight in this conversation. Thank you, Layo. Thank you for sharing your journey and your story. It's been very useful. And thank you, LJ, as well, for coming to have this conversation with me tonight. And I hope that women who have heard or who will be listening to this, you can hear and leverage the fact that the doctor has said it. I am repeating it. There is hope. There is hope. Do not do this alone. Don't walk it alone. There is hope. Speak up so that you can get the help that you need. Thank you, ladies. It's been amazing having this conversation with you. I am grateful. Thank you. And I hope to speak to you again soon. Have a lovely evening. And good night. Thank you so much for your time. Good night. God bless.
God bless.